Oh, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Thoughts Count Anywhere. I am Aaron Phillips. We are 1 week away from WrestleMania. It is 4-3-2-1 today. Joining me at the table, as always, the man, the myth, the legend, the chief. Front and center, and to his right, the man that is so technically sound. He has built a wonderful website. Great partner to have on the show. And protected my ass last night down in Neonopolis, Mr. Matt Mullen. How are you, sir?
Doing great. Kind of tired still. But.
I know. Listen, your hours, dude. 1 o'clock, you're home, and then you're up early to get here. That's pretty good. That's like military discipline. Chief could appreciate that. There you go. Joining us, though, in our DJ booth is a gentleman, and I use that term loosely only because he's paid to be here, so I have to call him a gentleman. He is the #1 sales rep for Finley Mazda for the month of March. Oh, look at that Easter Bunny. He brought his Easter Bunny decorations. His championship belt for being named #1 is hanging proudly behind him on our monitor back there. If that monitor falls, Finley has to buy Aaron Ellis a new monitor.
Hey, I don't know about that one.
From the weight of the belt, Mr. Garth Wall joins us. Good morning, Garth.
Good morning, gentlemen. It's good to be here.
Right on, man. It's a pleasure having you here and joining in with some of the zany, crazy stuff we do here. So Garth watches all the time. Now he gets the behind-the-scenes perspective of this show. So he's already posted a picture, and we're all high on donut sugars and everything else. So, gentlemen, how was your week since we last saw you? Matt, how was your week, sir?
Full of crazy people.
Always. That's what Fremont is all about. Mr. Chief.
Doing well, sir. Doing well. Had a EKG yesterday and a sonogram on my aorta, and everything seems to be in place. So,
well, that's good.
Chief's doing good.
So they found that you do have a heart, regardless of some of the rumors out there.
That's what they say. Everybody says that except Otto von Clutch.
It's his birthday today. Can you give him a little love on his birthday? Please?
I sent him a message.
Oh, I bet
but
you
I'm
did.
not going to tell you what I said.
No, if Chief's phone starts smoking and turning on fire back here.
If that door flings open.
That's right.
He knows where we are.
I know. He knows now. Right. 702-329-6947.
Go, Jake boy. It's your birthday.
Press #1 to come into the studio, 702-329-6947, 1-855-502-4321 as well. There's the numbers there on your screen. Give us a call. Want to hear your thoughts on the go-home shows this past week, WrestleMania next week, and then after WrestleMania, 5 days a week, gentlemen, wrestling will be on our TVs without having to worry about double watching anything or nothing or whatever. So the landscape of wrestling will be changing. All right, with that, are you ready, guys, to get started?
Let's rock and roll it.
It is time for I Hear Voices. He's going to wake up the dead with that bell by the time we're done.
Hey,
all you're doing.
Thomas
All
Burnett.
What am I doing? I know.
Thomas
I
Burnett, you better not say nothing about the bell ringer because he's knocking the hell out of it.
He is.
We upgraded.
Hurting my ears.
All right, first rumor we're going to talk about rumors that talent is upset with. This is big, that the Hurt Business was broken up this past week. A lot of negative feedback on the Hurt Business being dismantled. I think rightfully so. I mean, somebody made a comment. I was listening to Busted Open on the way in, and I remember it was Ryan and Mark Henry, but Retribution got more airtime as Retribution than the Hurt Business had when they formed in less than a year. Thoughts, gentlemen?
Retribution I saw breaking up for sure, but I didn't think the Hurt Business was going to break up, especially with like Bobby Lashley's push. Mm-hmm. I figured it was just going to turn him into like Cedric and Shelton almost turning into like J&J Security like Seth Rollins had. Mm-hmm. Something to that
Makes
effect.
sense.
But guess not. Now he's just stuck with MVP.
You know, that was one of the good pieces that was actually on the show. And, you know, I'll just kick it back to creative writing. Do they know what the hell they're doing when they've got a rating? It doesn't look like it.
They could have had the guys keep the tag team titles as well, and that faction holding the gold for a long time had a lot of story to play. Garth, what do you think, dude?
I think it's a lack of creative writing, as Chief would say. I think they need to hand the pencil over to folks that have been up and down the road that can actually put together a solid storyline.
Absolutely. We bash creative just about every week, I think.
Hell yeah.
I think we mark on the calendar the day we don't actually bring up creative.
I think it's actually a sport now.
You know, Mark Henry used
won gold.
You know, Mark Henry used an interesting quote this morning or thought about Raw this past week. He found it entertaining. Not so much for the stuff in the ring, but he found just segments were just made him laugh. And as I'm listening to this, I'm thinking, yeah, you want to be entertained, that's fine, but do you really want to be entertained by non-wrestling stuff on a wrestling show?
No.
Not
Right, I
really,
mean-
no.
I don't know. We'll see what happens.
You know, what was the old saying, the difference between a wristwatch and a wrist hold? I think that's the difference between creative writing, knowing what they're doing when you have the proper
Right.
people in the writing, and you don't have the proper people in the writing.
Aaron, I
That's
just
what
want
we're
to.
seeing.
Yeah, no, absolutely, Aaron. I just want to share from Sean. He's saying that there's bad feedback coming from Garth's mic. Can't hear him. So first thing, bring that mic closer to you, Garth.
Working on it.
Just slide it forward, and we'll see if that helps a little bit. In our headsets, though, you do sound fine, dude. So hopefully it's just something that can be easily corrected. Okay,
Thanks, Sean.
Next topic.
Damn, I build you up and you let me down.
Even Thomas Burnett said that the first ringing was good. All right. Now, rumor is it that there'll be no women's battle royale at WrestleMania. Only 2 women matches thus far have been officially announced, although it looks like there will more than likely be the women's tag team titles, as we saw last night. All the tag team women, or it was wherever it was, I forgot what show it was, where they came down to the ring, got involved, etc. So, I listen, the women's battle royale, thoughts, gentlemen? Because they're doing the men's on SmackDown on Friday now, the Andre the Giant one. They're doing it on SmackDown.
I just have a gut feeling that the cards that have been announced for this upcoming week, I don't think we've seen everything, and I don't think we're going to know everything until it actually happens the day of. And that's all I'll say on it.
That doesn't leave a lot of time to build it up, though. That's the downside.
Do me a favor, Garth. Talk a little longer because people are still saying they're having trouble hearing you, so I want to give them some time to hear you.
You want me to just talk to
Just talk whatever
you?
you
How
want.
are you doing?
Just give us. You know what? Tell us about Finland. How did you earn that belt? Talk about the belt, man. You got a nice championship belt back there. Chief may want to wrestle you for it. I'm just giving you a heads up.
I might just give it up to Chief. I think he's got the.
Could have brought the
belt
voice
going.
title and unified them.
You know what? I thought about that. I actually thought about bringing it today.
Where's my boy Shade?
No, it was just the whole team came together for the entire month of March, from sales, service, to parts, and had a
I was just going to say, I totally lost a lot. But he is Listen, I spent some time in the car business for CarMax. A little different. Listen, a little different
Sorry
than
about
what.
your luck.
Well, that's why I'm not there. Anyway, 3 months I was there. Give me a break. I was chasing my radio dreams. Look where I am now.
Damn!
but bum.
That's a good thing. Mic drop. No, but the car business is not easy in general for a lot of reasons. But now you add to that our society today with the quarantine and people concerned about dollars and cents out of work. Listen, how many cars did you sell in how many days?
21 cars in 18 days.
I mean, that's more,
insane.
More than one a day, fractionally, but that's one a day, man. I mean, that's pretty.
I wasn't
tempting.
the only one. We had several guys on the staff that hit 20 cars, and like I said, we just had a record month. We've got the best team on the floor in the sales department, I think, in all of Vegas, maybe even Nevada, and our attitude reflects our leadership, and they're taking us to the top.
Hey, if you need a car, go down to see Garth, for sure. Not because he's our friend, but he is a good salesman, and he'll do the best job he can for you to get what you need.
Absolutely,
Thank you, Chief. Appreciate
absolutely. Listen, the car I currently drive right now is only a year old, and I'm about $4,000 upside down.
Ouch.
And if I was right, so that's what I said. And so if I was in a position, although the only guy Mazda for some reason doesn't build electric cars.
It's coming.
Not
Oh,
yet.
okay, there
A
you
lot
go.
of
End
them.
of the year.
A lot of them don't. But I think 2026 we got to start seeing the electric cars. I believe.
No, Mazda's going to be releasing an electric here before the end of the year.
Are they?
Yep,
Okay.
it's on its way.
By the way, Brandy says in the chat room that all static, it's the best Garth Wall has ever sounded. So hopefully Aaron has fixed the sound.
Thank
Damn.
you. Thank you, sister.
Exactly. So
Always
Brandy,
count on her to keep
I'm
me
glad
honest.
somebody's on my side.
exactly. All right, Mike Halverson, good friend of the show's, and also
he here?
Yeah, he's in the chat room, former pro wrestler.
Good morning, Mr. Mike.
Mike shares with us, WWE has no idea what is working because there is no live audience to give real feedback. They are relying 100% on how they think things look, like pairing AJ Styles with the Giant. It's terrible creative.
They'll be figuring shit out on Saturday.
Oh, yeah. 25,000 people, right?
I didn't get all this white hair for nothing.
Brandy says you can sell half a car?
Yes, you can.
What is a half a car? Is that like Steve Urkel's kind of vehicle?
No, that's when, more than
gets
one salesman helps the customer.
Got you
So
split.
split the deal. That's how that. My mom still, after 25 years in the business, doesn't understand the half the car thing.
So did you get the front half or the ass half?
Well, the ass half pays better.
Okay.
Giggity.
Oh, I have so after what I did last night at the Nerd, I have so many thoughts going on in my head right now. Okay, before we go on to our commercial break, do you have the bracket on the list anywhere?
It's somewhere on there. Yeah.
Oh, is it? Okay. I don't want to jump ahead
I think.
if it's already there. So, all right. So, our first round, we'll get into it, but I just want to remind everybody to go to thoughtscountanywhere.com. Mr. Producer, if you can bring up the laptop, please, if you don't mind. Go to thoughtscountanywhere.com, and on our homepage, you will see right there, greatest wrestling entrance of all time. This is round one. We had our first round this past week, and a lot of great conversation on Facebook about the pairings. And please, folks, these pairings are automatic. The program that we're using shuffles them. We did not place anybody in any particular order other than, and the fact that if you look at basketball, you always have tough matchups even in the first round and the second round. So the fact that The Undertaker and Karrion Kross is in the second round, hey, that's
our bad.
But I'm so glad it created great conversation on Facebook. Round one is officially closed. It closed last night, so we're going to run these from Saturday, mid-afternoon, through Friday nights before the show so we can talk about the matchups, and we're going to get a picture of the bracket itself up there. Yep. So please remember, thoughtscountanywhere.com. Look for the picture on the homepage. Click on it. It will take you to our vote. And while you're there, we would even appreciate if you click the shop button. Join us. Wear our gear. Get the word out about Thoughts Count Anywhere, the best show based in Las Vegas on all your talk about wrestling, pop culture, guests, and who knows what else will come across our desk. We would appreciate your support of TCA.
Of all the comments I got about how everyone was like, how dare you put Cross near Undertaker?
That's a tough one.
Cross legit only won by 2 votes to Eddie Guerrero. He almost lost in the first round. I would have done some.
That would have been heartbreaking.
Everybody knows I'm a Kevin Cross fan.
No, not at all.
So you know what? If he loses,
he
loses to Guerrero, or if he loses to Taker, you know what? They're 2 great ones.
702-329-6947. Please, guys, great conversation I'm seeing going back and forth in the chat room. That's tremendous. I love the interaction. Give us a call with your thoughts on the upcoming WrestleMania card. 702-329-6947. Press the number 1 to come into the studio and chat with us. Chat with Garth. Our producer has been very kind to Garth thus far with the DJ booth Snapchat stuff. Maybe
Don't give him ideas.
Oh, did I say that out loud? I'm sorry.
It's coming.
And two are wrestlers in the Las Vegas area that are going down to Florida, upcoming this week. Please have a good time and get your names out there. Hopefully we'll see more of you on the big screen.
Is Shade going to take my challenge, I hope?
I don't know.
Shade, come on, dude. All right, with that, we're going to step aside for our first break. A lot to cover. We have NXT Takeover this week going into WrestleMania. All kinds of good stuff. We appreciate you guys checking in with us. 702-329-6947. That's Matt. That's Chief. Garth in the booth. I'm Aaron. We'll be back in about 60 seconds.
If inspiration is the beginning, where does it lead? Experience the 2021 Mazda 3 sedan and see where inspiration can take you.
Grab the brass ring in a 2021 Mazda 3 with exclusive FSW discounts at Findlay Mazda. Get Garth today at the Valley Auto Mall.
It's not the worst podcast ever, is it? It's the best podcast. Thoughts Count Anywhere. All your wrestling news, all your hobbit all your gimmickry, go on over, listen wherever your podcasts are downloaded. The Thoughts Count Anywhere podcast. I'm the big LG Doc Ellis. That's my endorsement. Booyah!
All right, welcome. Every time the way he's ringing the bell, I'm expecting JBL to walk through the door.
Dun, 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 dun.
All right, welcome back to Thoughts Count Anywhere. Aaron, Chief, Matt, and Garth, our special guests in studio today on the bell. All right, let's talk about NXT Stand and Deliver preview this upcoming week over 2 nights. A lot going on, so I want to get the thoughts of the guys and your thoughts out there as well. 702-329-6947. All right, first up, a 6-man gauntlet match. Winner faces Johnny Gargano on the second night for the North American Championship. Leon Ruff, versus Isaiah Swerve Scott versus Bronson Reed versus Cameron Grimes versus Dexter Lumis versus LA Knight. Gentlemen, thoughts on the 6-man?
Dexter Lumis wins.
Okay.
Yeah, his character's next level.
Okay.
Dude, you stole my thunder again, man.
So everybody's taking Dexter.
I say it's going to be one of the last two, either Dexter or LA Knight.
Okay. For the vacant NXT Tag Team Championship, MSK Begrizzled Young Vets versus Legado del Fantasma. Can't they make their names easier to say? Come on. Jeez. Derek says Dexter is going to take it, of course. Just throw that in on the 6-man. Gentlemen, the vacant Tag Team Championship match.
MSK.
Absolutely.
You stole my thunder.
Wow.
Well, payback, MSK.
Wow. Wow. Isn't this show just all full of love today? Okay, next match. NXT UK Championship. Ciampa versus Walter.
That's going to be a classic, but I got to take Walter.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just for shits and giggles, I'm going Tommaso. He really does
Go
need to
against
shave
the
his damn
grain.
head, though.
Yeah. But
He
you know
looks
what?
like a old man with like his purposely half bald head.
Thank
He's
you.
aged exponentially since DIY split up. He has
Oh,
aged
yes.
tremendously.
Thomas Burnett says that he's taking Ciampa too. You know what? I'm going to take Ciampa also because he's done a lot for NXT, and I think having the belt right now, I think it's a good thing. I'm going to go with Ciampa on that match as well. Yeah, I got you. I got you, Duke. I didn't connect the dots. It's been a long night for me. All right, next match. NXT Championship. This is one that everybody's really talking about, of course. Finn Balor versus Karrion Kross.
Wait a minute,
You're
we
skipping
skipped one.
there,
Did I?
buddy.
Oh, I'm sorry. I went into
Women's.
The women's.
championship.
Oh, the women's championship. I'm sorry. Jeez. Io Shirai versus Raquel Gonzalez. I apologize. This is all night one.
Raquel Gonzalez and New.
New.
Agree.
I'm going to have to go against the grain on that one. I think Io Shirai is going to hold on to it.
We don't care what you think.
It doesn't matter what you think.
That's right. Jeez.
Very good. Well, I'm going to go with the
Yes.
bald guy in the booth as well. I'm going to take Io Shirai to retain. All right, NXT night number 2, the Cruiserweight Championship ladder match between Jordan Devlin versus Santos Escobar.
I can't call that one. I'm just going to enjoy a ladder match.
You know what? This is actually going to be a good cruiserweight match. Okay, we saw glimpses of it recently on NXT, and I agree with you. I don't have an answer on this one.
I think
really
the setup with Shawn Michaels coming out, not saying anything, just sliding that ladder in was I know we give creative a hard time, but that was perfect. Nothing to be said. Just walk down, slide it in the ring, and them each on each side of the ladder with their respective belts. It's going to be a barn burner.
No, we don't give creative a hard time on NXT, just on SmackDown and Raw, because they're a bunch of jabronis.
100% right. I mean, NXT is doing it right, and that's because you have the influence of Triple H and HBK, who are former wrestlers.
Thank you.
That's right.
So,
Raw and
absolutely.
SmackDown, the writers are writing for one person.
Roman. No,
Vince.
I know.
Audience of one.
That's right. Vince is truly the head of the table, that's for sure. No offense, Roman. Okay, next match, the North American Championship, Johnny Gargano versus some guy named TBD.
Dexter Lumis is going to win the North American Championship.
Okay.
I agree 100%.
So,
Wow.
So you think he's going to retain regard, or Loomis is going to win? Okay,
Yep.
we go from the 6-man and win.
I
that
think it's time for Loomis's push.
Okay.
I really do.
night. All right. Audio. By the way, we got a message that the audio is fixed.
And we
So
blame
that's good.
Chief.
And we blame.
Hell yeah!
Oh my God. Okay. Last match. No, next to last match, the unsanctioned match: Adam Cole versus Kyle O'Reilly.
It's going to be the match to watch.
Oh yeah.
Kyle O'Reilly. Nothing else
Adam
needs to
Cole.
be said.
No, Kylie's going to take it. I think it's going to be I think that's going to be the one to watch. It's going to be a tough act to follow when Finn Balor and Karrion get out there, but I think they'll be able to do it. But that's going to be a barn burner.
I think Pat McAfee is going to show up in this match. If it's unsanctioned,
Please don't.
well, it's unsanctioned. Anything can happen, and we haven't seen Mac. Were you going to say
I
that?
was just getting ready to say.
See that great minds think alike. I think Pat McAfee is going to somehow get involved.
But I think Kyle's going to win, and I think Adam gets to push up.
I think he comes up to the main.
Yeah, it's
roster.
about time.
I think so. Yes, I do.
I think
right.
Adam wins the first one, and Kyle O'Reilly will win the rematch at the next one.
There you go. Okay.
That would be a good storyline for sure. For sure.
Last but not least, on night number 2, the main event. Finn Balor.
Let me all guess who everyone's going to pick.
Finn Balor
I bet my
versus
paycheck
Karrion
on
Kross. Do we,
Repo Man's going to win.
the Repo Man? Oh, my goodness, the Repo Man. Dun, dun, dun. So would it be safe to say across the board we're going to be rooting for Karrion of Kross?
Absolutely.
We're going to root
Hell
for
yeah.
Karrion of Kross. See, instead of course, see what I did there? Okay. Brandy, Karrion. By the way, Brandy blamed you, Garth, for the audio issue.
Oh, that's nice to know.
Duke says Balor's taking it for sure, but will be pushed to the limit. Of course. Okay, so everybody across the board here is in Karrion's corner. All right, that does it for NXT. Let's go to the WWE report. He's really...
Two of them in one shot.
RVD and William... RVD and William Shatner are confirmed for the Hall of Fame.
I don't care about either one.
I think the celebrity wing's getting out of hand.
Yeah,
A little bit.
They should just
Now
put the
they're gonna-
gobbledygooker in there and just be done with it.
Now they're going to have a corporate wing too. Did you see that?
no.
Yeah,
But it's 'cause-
Stephanie.
I was going to say Stephanie has to get in, right?
Yeah, corporate wing.
There you go. All right, RVD as what he's done, yeah, no question. Shatner, listen, the guy's, first of all, he looks pretty good for guys close to 90 or whatever his age is. I mean, he's not a spring chicken anymore. But
Plastic surgery does wonders.
but why?
Botox.
Somebody has to convince us why William Shatner, what he has done from a WrestleMania that was how many years ago? A one-time appearance.
As old as I am.
Dirt.
That's it.
I think you might have missed a few there, Chief.
Anyway.
Well, if you look at that program right there in the front
Yeah.
that I'm pointing at,
That's right, this one right
Flair
here.
for the Gold, that's 1983.
That's the year after I graduated high school.
All right?
There it is.
I was 3 months old.
That's 1983.
God, you're the baby in the room.
That's
Jesus.
Rick.
How old were you in 83?
I was 7.
All right.
I was
Damn.
already back from Vietnam,
And we thank every moment and everything that you did.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
and that was a great show. Got snowed in North Carolina.
I thought you were talking about Vietnam.
That's
for a
where I was
second.
at,
like,
Matt.
What?
I was right there with you. I was like, wait a minute. That was a good show.
That's a
Hey.
whole other podcast.
Hey, the 3/4 halftimers kicked in.
Oh, wait. There you go. Look at the screen.
Old as dirt. There it is.
There it is. Yes, indeed.
The inventor
Oh, my
of fire.
gosh.
He's like, I have my first toy ever. It's a jar of dirt.
Don't mess with the chief.
Good morning, Jerry. I see you sneaking in there in the chat room. Good to see you in there. Thank you very much for tuning in. Appreciate it. All right. Her business we talked about. Next topic.
Ding, ding, ding.
Just for
What
you,
was,
Chief.
what was the Listen, Thomas Burnett's loving your ringing, so that's a good endorsement. So, all right. Now, this one I think blew everybody out of the water yesterday.
Unbelievable.
Chris Jericho will indeed be a guest on Broken Skull Sessions with Steve Austin right after WrestleMania. According to the reports, basically the two of them talked. Austin went to Vince. He said, okay, no worries. Go for it. Do it.
You know what?
Surprising, in my opinion.
I'm so glad because there's so much great talent across the board. WWE, I hate to say it, there's some good Impact, AEW, New Japan. You know what? Get rid of the damn conflicts, and I'm glad to see this happen. You know, they're crossing lines, company to company. I'm glad to see it.
It's long overdue.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There is no question that Jericho, I think, was really the first successful crossover, in a way, to outside audiences because of his band, Fozzy. Now, granted, I know we had wrestlers who have been on, Cena TV and all
Rock?
that stuff. No, but I know, but
Fozzy didn't
did
get
I not
popular
say that?
until like 2 years ago, maybe.
We know our stuff here, and I apologize for
Get in the mic.
interrupting.
Get in the mic.
William Shatner, 90 years old.
That's and he looks, but the recent picture was posted of him. He looks very good for 90.
Yes, he does.
God bless you.
Botox
And I
is a hell of a
apologize
thing.
again for
Like Matt
interrupting.
says, money and plastic surgery do wonders.
Well, God bless. Never mind.
Anyway,
Anyway,
Staples had put on the back of his head to be like,
Hey, wasn't he in the? Wasn't he
like
in
the
the?
back of a girdle.
No, Beetlejuice.
Like
when
the
he
Men
pulls
in
his,
Black
he
guy?
stretches the hair back, Beetlejuice.
Wasn't he in the WrestleMania with Liberace? Is that the one
I
he
don't
was
remember,
in?
but that's like one of the first ones.
WrestleMania
Madison
3.
Square Garden.
Oh yeah.
It might have been the same one because that was the first one that really had a. There you go. But that's not current though. But yes, he's given the Spock eye to Jerry Lawler. Lawler announced he wants to wrestle one more WrestleMania. Did you guys see that this week?
No, I did not.
Okay.
Give it to him.
why not?
I'd be afraid. I'd be afraid with his heart condition and stuff. I
Don't put him against Ziggler.
No, he's still wrestling.
Don't put him again. I know he is. I know. Yeah,
He's done some matches down in the Tennessee area.
Yeah.
You know, Memphis
Feel like
area.
no elbow drops and no Dolph Ziggler.
All right. Anyway,
Maybe they'll bring Michael Cole back to announce it.
Yeah.
Tell us how you really feel, Matt.
Wow.
I know how he feels.
I'll delete the Peacock ad.
That's why I said it.
All right. Last one before we go to Chiefs rant. Matt Riddle forgot his line in backstage segment with Asuka, and Vince and Bruce thought it was so funny that they left it in the show anyway. Did anybody notice that he forgot his line?
No.
Yeah,
He
I
says
did.
and bro so many times that you would never guess.
It's hard to tell, right?
But you could see it. You know,
There was like a weird, awkward silence for like a couple seconds.
it was like a good all shit, moment, and you could see it. But hey,
It's like in his eyes.
it happens,
Bro.
It happens.
Give us the Mean Gene Survivor Series moment. We'll be happy.
You know.
Thomas Burnett says that Lawler should face Dolph and get revenge for the heart attack. So
I don't think
Hit him with
I don't
it.
think Dolph had anything to do with the heart attack, Thomas. And I'm speaking from experience.
that should be
It happens.
That should be a stipulation in the match. First heart attack wins.
Oh, jeez.
Send all hate mail to Aaron at thoughtscountanywhere.com.
702-329-6947. You know what time it is? We're at the bottom of the hour. That can only mean one thing. That can only mean one thing around here. That it is time for the Chief to let loose.
Chiefs have a nice tea.
And we are going to let Chief loose for his Chiefs rant.
Good morning, everybody. It is the Chief, and I want to talk about a specific topic today that I haven't told anybody about. I watch a lot of podcast wrestling and things like that, and I happened to watch a show down in the Tennessee area, 505 Live. Ricky Morton puts it on down in around the Knoxville area. We like wrestling. We enjoy it. But we need to know our fucking place in wrestling as spectators. And this is a true story. You can look it up on their podcast last week. There was 2 females getting ready to wrestle. They were in the ring. And off to the left is a set of double doors that they keep open where the guests can come in and out and take their seats to watch the show. Well, they're getting ready for the women's match, and all of a sudden this hooded son of a bitch decides to come in and cracks a real beer bottle over one of the female wrestlers. And you hear Ricky Morton say, go to black, which means black it out. You don't want it on YouTube or on TV or whatever. Turn the cameras off. And the wrestlers start chasing this SOB out the doors. They get down into the woods. They lose him. And it's all documented. So as a spectator myself for close to 60 years now, and I've done some crazy stuff. I'm not gonna lie. You all seen me at the wrestling matches. You have to know your place. And what I'm going to say to you is, you want to cross over the barriers. You want to climb over the barrier. You want to go after a wrestler. Well, the wrestler code is, you cross the barrier, you're going to get your ass kicked. And I'm dead serious on this one today, folks. It's not a joke. This girl got seriously injured by some stupid son of a bitch. And that's the best way I can put it. It should never happen. So, you know what? Let's just pay our money. Let's have a good time. And let's not do stupid shit. All right? Let's know our places. That's the Chiefs rant today, over and out.
Right on. My question is, where was security?
Unfortunately, it's a small venue. The security was in the back, wasn't out in the front. The security was in the back with the wrestlers.
Gotcha.
This SOB came in the door and just
thought it would be funny.
Yeah.
Well, it's not.
And it's a true story. I'm not making this one up, folks.
Play stupid games, you win stupid prizes.
Yeah.
The best one I ever saw, one of those live, I was at a Raw when Jericho was the undisputed champion, and he got on like the ring ropes and did the thing with the belts. Some fan jumped the barricade, grabbed him off of the ring and started hitting him. Jericho tackled him, started like laying in on him. And I think it was a tag match. It was Taker and Jericho against Rock and Austin. And everybody else was already in the ring. Wow. So the Rock came from, or was it Undertaker came from one side, Austin came from the other. And the Undertaker grabbed this dude and just launched him into security.
Jeez.
He's like, get this piece of shit out of here.
Well, you know, the other one that comes to mind too is Bret Hart. You know, when he came down to the ring a couple of years ago and that fan jumped in the ring.
Oh, at the Hall of Fame.
That was a Hall of
At
Fame
the
in
Hall of
that
Fame.
end.
Yeah. And, you know, hey, I'll just say it. If that happens, the wrestlers need to beat the shit out of the fan.
Yeah, that fan ran up against Rousey's husband. He was one of the first in the ring. And
Travis Brown was in that ring in like a second.
That's how I look at it. If we, and I'll include myself, if we are that stupid to do something like that where it's not a work, then we deserve to get our asses beat.
That Eddie Guerrero one, too, is pretty famous.
Oh, the ladder?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Or the Triple H one where Triple H was down and the other guy was getting attacked. And not only did Triple H come up out of nowhere, but the referee, and they just, security saved that guy's life because they were not going to let him out of the ring.
Jeez. All right. Be smart, people. Come on now. All right. Let's do one more conversation before we go to break. We kind of touched on this last week, and I touched on it in the opening, but now we're going to have wrestling 5 days a week, one show per night, Monday through Friday. Good, bad? What's your thoughts on spreading out the love?
I think it's great for the fans.
You know, going to 5 days a week, and I'll just ask, I'll ask the question, do we possibly see some major crossover happening with having, one show per night? Could there be some crossovers that are going to happen now, other than the regular, AEW and Impact? I mean, could we see some crossover possibly with AEW and WWE now?
No, not till Vince goes away.
I think they're leaving a lot of money on the table by not doing that. I think they're closing out a lot of fans in that one.
Well, we're seeing the first. Again, let's go back to Jericho being a guest on WWE programming with Steve Austin.
The door's open.
Yeah, but it is Jericho. I mean, let's put it like you. I mean, Jericho, he's a GOAT. Let's face it, he is a GOAT in the wrestling industry.
Yes.
And the fact that Vince okayed it, there's a lot. I'm sure we could all come up with reasons why he's okayed it, money, whatever. Does it open the door for something down the line? I think it just simply unlocks the door.
Yeah.
Instead of a deadbolt, I think maybe it's that little latch that you just put in the eye hole.
The chain.
You know, the chain, because that's easy to break in. I think it'll be a while before we see that within WWE programming. But like Chief said, I mean, you've already got it with AEW and Impact and New Japan and that, almost in a way creating a territory like the old days of wrestlers.
Yes.
I think it'll be a while before we see that in WWE programming.
I think Jericho was like the only one to like pull something like that off because he was so close with Vince.
Right.
He even did like an interview, like we said when he signed with AEW. He told Vince, he goes, "I think I might go to this other promotion," and Vince is like, do it." And then he comes back to him. He goes, "I signed the contract." He's like, "Oh, whoa, can you get out of that?" And he's like, "No, I'm gone."
He probably said that to Jericho to go ahead and do it, thinking that they would. He wouldn't do it. He was calling his bluff. Let's realize what it is.
Right.
And at this point, I can't imagine Vince is thinking right now that here we are a year and a half later that AEW is even still in existence, and no matter what anybody says, they were talking about moving NXT anyway months ago supposedly. Let's face it, AEW for the most part was beating the crap out of NXT ratings.
I still have zero idea how, but
yeah, exactly.
To
all right,
their own,
I think one of the things, real quick, is it took somebody like Stone Cold Steve Austin to go to Vince and ask Vince, you know, that high up in the pecking chain to get Jericho on. So,
well, if you read the story, Jericho and Austin just started texting each other about, "Hey, do you want?" And Austin simply said, "Well, let me go check with Vince." And basically, he sent Vince a text.
Right.
And he replied, "Yeah, go ahead and do it." And just to confirm, Austin sent it again.
Well, that's what I mean. So, you know, it took somebody like Stone Cold.
Absolutely.
Need somebody in the like upper echelon to get stuff done around there.
That's what I'm
absolutely.
saying.
All right, we'll see what happens. All right, with that, let's step aside for our final break of the day. We got a lot more to talk about. Birthdays, the whole thing. We'll be back in about 60 seconds. Thank you for watching. Don't go anywhere.
Are you looking for someone to provide training to your sales staff? Do you need a motivational speaker about how to handle change? Do you have an upcoming event that needs an MC to handle those responsibilities? Well, look no further than longtime Las Vegas radio personality Aaron Phillips. I am local to Las Vegas, and I can blend my talents with any audience. For more information, please visit www.aaronphillipsvoice.com and book me for your next event or training needs.
This is John Cena. I just wanted to send you a congratulations on your podcast. Thoughts count anywhere. Because indeed they do. Thoughts are important. I mean, what would we do without them? And how can they not count anywhere? Is there a place that thoughts don't count? I can't think of one. Well, I just wanted to say thank you very much, congratulations, and good luck on the podcast. Thoughts count anywhere, because they do.
Oh, man, welcome back. Thoughts count anywhere. I'm Aaron, the Chief.
Yes, indeed.
And our special in-studio guest, the #1 sales rep for the month of March for Findlay Mazda, Mr. Garth Wall, is in the DJ booth. And again, I have to bring it up with 20 minutes to go. Aaron's been very kind to Garth in the DJ booth today, so far.
I told him to.
Keywords.
I told him to. I told him if he wasn't getting donuts.
There's still time left.
There's still, well, the donuts are already here, though. So,
yeah, but I told him.
Oh, there you go. Oh, look at that. All right. Is that the... I like that look on you, Garth. That's very cool. All right.
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw. Yee fucking ha. All right. Let's continue with our next topic.
Thank you.
Must be a little travel distance between my finger and the bell.
Here, you want to get? Here you go.
It's the Speed Force.
Right, the Speed Force was not working. Okay, WWE is taking the first entrance in front of a crowd seriously. It might not even have a pre-show match for Mania. And could be Sasha versus Bianca or McIntyre and Lashley open the show. I can't see Lashley and McIntyre opening a show. I think they're main events, aren't they? Aren't the men's belts the main events for both nights?
Correct.
So I see perhaps Sasha and Bianca opening, but not the guys.
I think it'd be a waste of their spot to put them on the open.
True, but if you want like that huge pop from 25,000 people for McIntyre to be the first one out.
But I think but if he wins it at the end, I think the pop will be better than having him come out because he's not champ. I think they want the pop when he has the belt on his shoulder, in my opinion.
I think coming to a live show after so many months, they're going to open with a pop. And I think it's going to be McIntyre and Lashley.
Okay. If it is, I'll miss the match because I'll be doing Versus Pro Wrestling.
I told you tape it.
I hate taping. It's like taping a baseball game.
How do you tape something on Peacock?
That's a good point. I don't know
Very
if you can.
careful.
Very careful. I know a lot of people. Yeah, hold the phone up in front of the screen. Honey, I'm going to be away. I'm going to miss 4 hours. Can you take your phone and just put it up in front of the TV screen?
Like hit the live button and just stream it to me?
That's
Put your GoPro there.
All right. It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see. I think it'll be at the end with McIntyre. I think he's got to get the just dessert sound winning the belt. But, hey, we'll see what happens. WWE is doing meet and greets virtually for WrestleMania. Would you pay $1.25 for a 2-minute conversation?
No.
Nope.
I've met all these people for free, pretty much.
Oh, well, yeah. That's the exception to the rule.
I have the one hotline number that I need, so hell no.
Unless I get turned into like some huge name and be like, can I interview you for a podcast for 2 minutes?
There you go.
Then maybe.
Yeah,
maybe.
it'd have
If
to
like
be,
The
it'd have
Rock
to be a very
or Stone
deep conversation.
Cold or-
Yeah.
We skipped one. I
know,
purposely.
Purposely.
Never
Yep.
mind. Okay.
I got you. Chief, I got it.
Half-Heimers, 3/4.
There's methods to my madness. Okay.
37.5.
37.
You
Paige
got that
said,
Scott Steiner Alzheimer's.
Paige said on Twitch that she was trying to get cleared to wrestle again. And she's very hesitant, as I read that same report, that she's nervous about it, concerned for her neck injury.
That was a tough break.
Yeah, just don't face Sasha.
Pretty much.
If you stop and think
Or
about
Nia.
it, Jericho had a neck injury. Edge has had a neck injury.
Mm-hmm. Daniel Bryan.
I would hope that Paige is possibly going to the same doctors as they went to, and if those doctors were to clear her, totally clear her so she could come back and wrestle, I can understand the fear she's got, but
absolutely.
I would love to see her back in the ring.
I don't think.
So would I.
I was going to say, I don't think there's a wrestling fan out there that wouldn't love to see her back in the ring. What has it been, 4 years now, something like that, since she had to retire, right? About 4 or 5 years, right?
Yes.
So hopefully she can make it. She was great in the ring. That persona, and I think her not even being used on screen anymore in some capacity has also been a loss for us wrestling fans.
I would love to see her and Becky have a match.
Ooh, that'd be a good one.
Yeah.
I can't wait for Becky to come back in general, too.
I agree.
I really thought she was going to come back at Fastlane and or Fastlane, but she should really be the one facing Asuka. We talked about it last week. I mean, she just handed the belt over to her, conditions being what they were. Fight for your belt to come back. Wouldn't WrestleMania?
I'm guessing since she gave up the Money in the Bank with the belt in it, maybe she'll come back at Money in the Bank and kind of write that story.
Oh, that's interesting.
Well,
Give Matt the pencil.
I mean, if you really look at it, Karrion, basically gave the belt up when he got injured and Finn took it, and now it's, now you look at it, and Becky gave hers up to Asuka, so.
I still want to know what happened to the 30-day automatic rematch clause for champs. I mean, I know. I know.
They forgot about it.
Talk to Shane O'Mac.
Hence why I said what I did while we were on break. He might be a good businessman, but I don't want to see Raw Undergrounds anymore. And that 30-day rematch clause, I think, should come back.
I don't
personally.
disagree.
But anyway, all right, next topic. Road Dogg suffered a heart attack this past week, and thankfully he's back home recovering. So, yeah, I mean, that was a shock. He's a young guy. Road Dogg was about 40-something maybe by now.
He's got to be in his 50s by now.
50s?
I think he's like 47.
Oh, all right. So we have an exact age over here, 47.
Are
I'm
we
48, not
Are
46.
we taking guesses?
Yeah, let's take a guess because you and I were right on. Well, I was right on Shatner. You backed me up on that.
I was off by a year. I was going to say 52. He's 51.
Is he really? Wow.
I knew because I had looked it up the other day.
Okay.
Cheater.
Still a young. Listen, to suffer a heart attack, whatever he was doing, I don't remember where he was when he suffered the heart attack, but get well soon, Road Dogg, from all of us here at Thoughts Count Anywhere. Okay, now, so Chief doesn't yell at me. The last question, the last bullet we have under our WWE report.
I would never yell at you. I'll give you the stare.
Mike, now I got the Hulk in the DJ booth. Come on, brother. Get that bell right there. Favorite WrestleMania
Buy
match?
a car, brother.
Of what?
Damn!
Favorite WrestleMania match of all time. That might be another bracket we come up with down the line. Let's give you guys a couple. Well, Matt, you don't really need to think about it because you put it on here. What's your favorite match of all time?
Mine, just because I was following Seth Rollins' career so long, and I was live when he cashed in Money in the Bank.
That was a great night.
And the Roman Lesnar match was good before that, but definitely Seth cashing in and winning the title.
Okay. Chief.
Roddy Piper and Paul Orndorff against Hulk and Mr. T.
Oh, yeah. I remember that match.
WrestleMania 1.
Yes, sir.
Garth, how about you, sir?
Mine's going to be an easy one. It's WrestleMania 10. It would be Shawn Michaels, Razor Ramon, the original ladder match. I think was an epic match.
Yes. Okay.
Yesterday was a anniversary of the TLC match at
20 years, wasn't it?
17.
Yeah.
At WrestleMania 17.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
20 years ago. Mine is, because it was really a huge passing of the torch at that time, was Andre and Hulk. When he body slammed him.
WrestleMania 3.
Hip tossed.
Yeah. Hip toss. No, yeah. So, hip toss body slam. But either way, to get 500 pounds up in either way,
Passing the torch.
Yeah, I think that was very important for a lot of reasons. Of course, Andre was at the end of the line of his career anyway.
Yep.
He was
There
a
you
heel
go.
at the time.
It's up on the screen.
There you go. That's it. No, that's not a hip toss, dude. I'm sorry. That's not a hip toss.
Yeah.
Nah, that's no hip toss.
But
He's
that
got
was-
him up.
That was passing the torch.
That was a pass of the torch match to where really the entertainment side of wrestling then started and all of that. But to me, that not only was passing the torch to Hulk being the guy, but it changed wrestling forever, really, in my opinion. And that, I think, was the important
That
part.
one there was the passing of the torch from Harley Race to Ric Flair.
Yeah, there you go. That's right. And on the table, by the way, we have Jesse Ventura and one of my all-time favorite wrestlers, George the Animal Steele.
Great guy.
Yes. He passed away, though, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
He did.
And George the Animal Steele was actually a school teacher.
I was just going to say, in New York, he was a professor.
Yes.
I mean, he had a huge IQ, the whole thing. And during the school year, you really didn't see him much performing because he was a teacher. But during the summer times when school were out, that's when you really saw him pushed and really involved in matches. So
And I remember his Hall of Fame speech. He said, the whole time I wrestled, I couldn't talk. And he said, I'm going to tell you my story. He said, I'm actually a school teacher, and I can speak.
Hey, right. Could you imagine, though, the very first time he walks into a classroom and he's dressed as George the Animal Steele, green tongue and all. Yeah. What the thoughts of those students must have been.
Fasten your seatbelts.
Exactly. All right, let's move on to Impact AEW Indie Report. Only real one topic here, and that is the following of Andrade. Mike says that he was also the mayor of his state. Okay. Oh, Jesse was. Yes, Jesse Ventura was the mayor, ran for governor.
Mike, did you ever get to possibly wrestle? And I'm not trying to point your age out or anything like that, sir. I was just wondering if you ever met him or, possibly been on a show with him. I'd be interested to hear from you.
Mike in the chat room, he also says Hogan versus Andre, Thomas Brett versus Owen, Undertaker versus Brock Lesnar, of course, when he broke the streak. Brandy says Macho Man versus Ultimate Warrior.
That's a good one.
Thomas again says the original ladder match, Brett versus Shawn in 92. Jesse Ventura was Mike's high school football training coach. And the mayor, of course. Yep, absolutely. So Mike knows Jesse very well. So Mike, maybe we need a little help getting Jesse on our show at some point. That would be pretty cool. Baron von Raschke was a history teacher at Mike's in Minnesota while Mike was wrestling. Listen, there's a lot of great lineage of wrestlers from Minnesota. What was it about Minnesota, though, that's created such wrestlers?
Isn't Vern Gagne from up that way?
Yeah.
Or was up from up that way, I believe?
Mr. Perfect, Ric Flair.
Bob Backlund. All those guys. All right, so let's move on. AEW. Andrade posted a picture with a pen and papers in front of him, possibly signing a contract. Caption said, "New beginnings." Where do we think we'll see Andrade popping up?
AEW.
Okay.
AEW.
Okay.
I say he's gone to Mexico.
Ooh.
Well, Zelina Vega has signed somewhere, but she has not disclosed where.
And it says it stopped her from signing with They said that whatever contract she signed, she can't sign with AEW while she's under that contract.
So there's no impact then, right? Oh, no. Right. So if she was going to do anything with AEW, she'd have all these other shows. But now, so who would lock her in? I mean, other than WWE, of course, but.
AAA.
Okay. Hopefully that news will come out soon. All right. Before we get to our pop culture topics, you know what time it is.
Happy birthday
It
to you.
is time to celebrate some birthdays.
Happy birthday to you.
So if you're celebrating a birthday from today through next Friday, which is, I believe, April 9th, we want to wish you a happy birthday from all of us here at the TCA family, and you are celebrating your birthday with the following people. I'm seeing something in the studio I've never seen in my year and a half here. Aaron chair dancing. That's our producer, folks. He's chair dancing over there. Look, he must have
got a shipment of coffee or something.
Or he got a good night's sleep. Okay. Recent guest on our show, Otto Von Clutch, is celebrating a birthday today, and I was told by the chief, Otto, that I must announce that you're turning 31. Also, Lance Storm today. That was Chief's fault, so Otto, go after him. If you're celebrating April 4th, you're with Chelsea Green. On the 5th, Sika Anoy, the great Sika, Diamond Dallas Page, and, of course, Charlotte Flair. April 6th, the late High Chief Peter Maivia. Of course, his name is getting huge push because of the Young Rock show, which, unfortunately, is not doing well in the ratings. But I love listening to the stories.
Better than Raw or SmackDown.
By the way, I saw this rating. Nancy Drew, which is a TV show now, got a 0.0 in TV ratings. That's like nobody watched it. Literally.
They're doing that good, huh?
0.0 in TV
It was
ratings.
the world's longest produced commercial. No one watches them.
That's right, for the book series, right?
Should have put a Finley Mazda commercial in there. Somebody would have.
There you go.
Would have picked up more ratings.
You would have at least gotten to 22. Anyway. April 6th, I said hi, Chief Peter. I love Peter Maivia. Watch him in the ring. April 7th, David Otunga, the Draws. Sanjay, how do you pronounce the last name?
Dutt.
Oh, Sanjay Dutt. Okay, I just couldn't read your handwriting. And April 9th, on the eve of WrestleMania, the biggest EST in WrestleMania in wrestling today in WWE, Miss Bianca Belair celebrates on the 9th. Happy birthday to all of them, and happy birthday to all of you out there in our wonderful fandom world celebrating a birthday over the next week. So hopefully, listen, be a great birthday present if Bianca actually wins a title.
Damn,
just saying.
You stole my thunder. That's exactly what I was
That's 3
gonna
times,
say.
Chief. There
That's
you go.
I'll deliver the
say.
lightning. Sasha retains.
With her, huh?
I said I'll deliver the lightning. Sasha's going to retain.
So next week's show, I'm just going to predict next week.
What do you know?
I have a podcast. I know things.
Oh, okay.
He has people.
Thomas
Chief's got more people.
Thomas Burnett says that they ought to put the Young Rock on Peacock. It is an NBC show.
It is on Peacock.
Right, exactly. Thomas Burnett says that Andrade was signing his marriage license. That's interesting. That's funny. I like
the only thing on the Young Rock.
Maybe they're getting married on 4-3-2-1.
Well, they better hurry up. I just want to mention that next week's show is more than likely going to be nothing but WrestleMania talk and NXT Stand and Deliver review for next week's show.
Let's change that. It's going to be NXT Stand and Deliver and then WrestleMania.
There it is.
Well, but
okay.
on Saturday.
Let's get our priorities straight, sir. Please.
It's going to be like 20 minutes of talking about Cross winning the title.
Thank
you.
How you doing today, Aaron?
Hell yeah.
Oh, that's a good question. Behind me is a drop-down screen that's about 9,000 feet in size. He's got an overhead projector, so he's asking if we want to watch WrestleMania here next weekend. But you have to get. Do you have the Peacock Network? You got to have the Peacock Network.
We got.
It is on Peacock. It's on the streaming service now.
I have the login for it if you need it.
I got to log in too.
We got the show we got to do next week at 2:00.
I know. Yeah, versus Pro Wrestling.
Right.
Yeah, I know. 2:00.
It's only up the road.
Just checking.
Is it 2:00 call time or 2:30? Well, 2:00 because I know they want to get out of there for WrestleMania.
2:00 is ding, ding, ding.
All right. Are you running the bell next week?
I am.
All right. I'm back in commentary with the Chief being at the bell at Verse. I missed it last week when they had it. I missed
we had a
there.
good time.
Even without me? I saw Zane.
What the hell, Wes? Why are 2 of the 3 of us booked?
That's right.
Bobby.
Yeah, where's Matt?
No.
Bobby
2 of the
Beamer
4
jumped in the ring. And
what about me and Garth?
And somebody come up to me and said, Chief, why the hell didn't you jump in the ring and chase his ass out? And I looked and said, I wasn't told to. I said, but if you're telling me to, I will.
Who asked you that?
I won't repeat.
Oh, come on.
No.
He has people.
No.
Nobody listens to our show. The 300,000. Oh, you avatared The Rock. We now have The Rock in the booth. If you smell what The Rock is cooking. Can you do the eyebrow? Got to do the eyebrow. Can you give me the eyebrow, Rock? No, one eyebrow. It's only one. Come on, one.
The great one says you can kiss his ass.
Right down at the SmackDown Hotel.
There you go. Little Poo-Tang pie. Anyway, pop culture. Opening day of baseball this week. Mets in Washington, however, their opening day is Monday because 4 national players tested positive for COVID. So they got pushed back a weekend. My Yankees lost. Really, that's runner on second and 10th inning really sucks. It worked great for last year in a short season, but this year I want to see it go away. But anyway, baseball season. Spring always hope springs eternal, and now with the baseball here, we'll see what happens. All right, well, who wants to take the next one?
Pass.
Never heard
Money
of it.
Heist comes out on Netflix today.
Who's on Money Heist?
It's what I'm watching as soon as I get home.
What is that movie about?
It's like a show from Spain that dubbed in English about like this big bank robbery and how they get away with it and stuff. It's a cool show.
Gotcha. All right, there you go.
I talked with Tessa Blanchard about it for like a hot while.
Did you really? All right,
he has people.
How's the girl doing?
Good.
All right. Oh my goodness!
Since I don't know anything about Godzilla and King Kong, Garth can take it.
Did you watch Have you seen it?
I got partway through it. Actually, it started out pretty good, but you're going to have to watch Skull Island and the other Godzilla films.
Because it's a continuing story?
Yes.
How many times has Godzilla and King Kong ever been redone? It seems like it's been redone so many times.
About half as many times as Spider-Man.
As old as I am.
By the way, I've watched Justice League. You watched Justice League?
Yeah.
Did you watch Justice League?
Which version?
The Snyder cut.
Snyder cut.
Yes.
4 hours.
Pack a lunch.
4 hours and 4 hours and 6 minutes. But he did it right because he breaks it up into chapters. Gives you an opportunity to kind of catch.
Did you have your popcorn?
I did actually.
Okay,
I absolutely did.
I was checking.
I did. Yeah, I still have a whole bag of it.
But I do have a pop culture topic.
Real quick, because we're running out of time.
Well, this has to do with you and
with me.
And I just want to say to you, please, happy holidays.
Thank you. Tonight is the last night of Passover. 8 days of matzah and constipation. You got to love the holiday.
And I mean that from the bottom of my heart.
I appreciate it. And those of you celebrating Easter, let's not forget tomorrow is Easter. So happy Easter to everybody celebrating as well. All right. Oh, and I got shot number 1 for the COVID this week.
I got shot 2.
Did you? My arm is still sore. All right. There is our music. Final thoughts, Mr. Matt.
Hopefully you don't have superpowers next week. Hope everybody has a great week. Enjoy your Easter.
Garth, thanks for coming in, Garth.
Appreciate you guys having me. It's been a pleasure.
Hope you had a good time.
Absolutely.
Garth, final thoughts as we say goodbye, sir. You watch the show, so you know.
I'm going to follow up on what Chief said to all of our local talent that is making the trip down to Florida. Put on your show, get noticed, but most importantly, come home to us safe.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Good job. All right, real quickly, in 30 minutes, Rise of the Fan will be appearing. It is a celebration and launch of Join the Fan. The revolution begins in 30 minutes. Rise of the Fan right here at 10:30 a.m. Pacific, followed by Twin Brothers at high noon. As always, be kind to everybody. Why is that? We're all we have. I'm Aaron for the gang. Happy holidays. Be safe. We'll see you next week.